Hey guys, Comic Uno, and today I'm doing a review on The Ultimates, Ultimate Comics The Ultimates, issue 16. And before I start this review, just want to tell you guys that don't forget to check out my contest called Pre-1000 Subscribers, where you guys give me an idea for a good 1000 subscriber video, and to really just thank you all for subscribing and supporting me throughout this whole big wonderful journey of doing my reviews and just loving comics. So check out that contest and you could win some great comic book prizes. And let's start this review for The Ultimates issue 16. Let's talk about the cover first. My biggest compliment for the Ultimate Comics is always their covers. They do great covers, and this is no exception. This has even a good concept. Usually their concepts are like, oh, you know, Thor has a hammer, but he's not really in the issue. But with this, it's a great concept just because this happens. Captain America becomes president, and he accepts the duty, you know? And we get to see him become president in this issue and see exactly how he's going to try to help America through Divided We Fall story arc. Becoming United We Stand. So that should be very interesting. And let's see if I enjoyed this issue. Let's see. In this issue, we get to see again, you know, Captain America gives this great, you know, presidential speech. He's like, all right, this guy's president. You know, he's giving this speech. And all the Americans are scared because, you know, America is divided because of this whole story arc and what's going on with mutants. So America is in its own civil war, you know, again. So Captain America is the only person that could really bring them all together again. And Captain America says, you know, it's really a quote that I really admire, is that he said, my grandma always said, ask not for challenges equal to our strength, but strength equal to our challenges. And he says that's exactly what he's doing. You know, he's going to have the strength to equal a challenge of becoming president, equal the challenge of what's going on in America. So he just gives a really awesome speech about all that and, you know, some great, you know, quotes in there. And, you know, he accepts a challenge that he doesn't think he might have the, you know, greatest strength, but he's going to try to get the greatest strength to accept the challenge of being president. We also get to see, you know, like, oh, who's going to be his vice president, you know, what's going on with Carol Danvers, is she going to still be the chief of staff, sorry. Is she still going to be the chief of staff? And he says, yeah, you'll be chief of staff. You could just, you know, do stuff when I'm in war. And Carol's like, what are you doing? You have to become president. You have to go to Washington. You have to do all this stuff. Like, what are you doing? And I think that dynamic is going to be really fun to see. Carol and Captain America kind of just talk to each other and try to, you know, obviously Captain America is going to want to go in the field, and Carol's going to be like, you can't do this. So that should be pretty awesome throughout the series and throughout his presidential term. And so also we get to see in this issue that Captain America, even though he is president, he's not just like sitting in, you know, a suit with, you know, a flag on his suit. No, he is going out in the field. He is really taking the role of, you know, commander-in-chief. He is the chief of the military, and he is taking that role because he knows that the world's not going to survive without him. And so he's really trying to get Iron Man, Thor, saying, you do this, we're going to try to bring you know, this place together, and he does. In this issue, he brings a lot of states together and, you know, go back into the United States instead of being you know, not a part of it. And that's what he does. He brings those states back into the Union. And yeah, so this whole entire issue is just Captain America trying to see, and also the corruptness of the government. We get to see how, you know, the government's very corrupt, and Captain America kind of realizes that, and he kind of weaves his own way around to get these people fired and these people impeached. And I think that's pretty interesting. And we also get another villain for Thor that's kind of interesting towards the end of this, which is kind of cliffhanger, so I won't spoil it. But yeah, so this issue was jam-packed with a lot of stuff. I think that was a good thing and a bad thing because I did like that there's a lot of stuff in there. I'm curious who he's going to pick for vice president. But again, there was a lot of stuff going on. He I think, brought together, I think it was like Wisconsin and the Carolinas. He's like, oh, you're back in the Union, cool. He's just kind of fought a lot of people and like, oh, you're back in the Union. But he went to a lot of different places in one issue, and I think it was very crammed in this issue, and a lot was going on. And then after he went to that place, he had to go impeach all these government officials, and these government officials want to kill him. And yeah, so there's a lot going on in this issue, which kind of makes it a little confusing, for me at least. I felt very overwhelmed in this issue, so I'm gonna give this, even though this was a really good issue to see, Cap become president and just see, all the responsibilities he has now. It's a really good issue in that way, but it's also very cramped. So I'm gonna warn you guys, you're gonna feel a little stressed when you read this issue. But I'm gonna give this 4 stars. I do think it was a pretty solid issue, and a lot of great stuff happened in this issue. It actually persuaded me to maybe put this on my pull list, or at least keep this series for a little bit while. I was only planning on picking up issue 15 and 16 because that was, the big issues. But I think these 2 issues really grabbed my attention enough for me to say I want to pick up more issues than I actually planned. So I probably will be picking up issue 17 and let me see what's part of this story arc. Issue 17 and issue 18. I'll probably at least stay until the story arc ends and see what happens, see what story arcs are coming up next for this series. But I am going to stay for another 2 issues and see what goes on and see how Captain America takes his role as president even more. So I give this 4 stars. There was a lot of stuff going on in there, but there's some really great stuff in here also. So I recommend you pick this issue up, and if you haven't picked up the last issue, that was even better. With Captain America, we find out that big cliffhanger of Captain America being elected for president, even though he wasn't running. So that issue is a really good issue also to pick up if you want to pick up this whole Captain America president stuff. So hope you guys enjoyed this review. I give this 4 stars, and guys, don't forget to follow me on Twitter for comic and random situations. And guys, I hope you enjoyed, and I say pick this issue up. Bye, guys.